Hey guys, it's been a while since I posted a video on this channel. I know I leave you guys hanging time and time again, year after year, just make a bunch of videos and then drop off. And the Supra has just been giving me problems lately. Got a couple things I need to do and then should be able to drive it. Hopefully, I'll talk about what that is here in just a second, but quick little update. We got a new car. We got a GR Corolla. A couple months ago, I posted a video of my GR86. We had to move on and get a GR Corolla. So I was real sad about the GR86. Didn't really post too many videos on this channel, but in just the 2 years that I had it, we went on a lot of adventures. And one big one recently, we actually drove to Chicago and just got caught in a snowstorm. I didn't realize this, but the GR86 actually has summer tires, and we just had a huge ordeal getting back from Chicago, running into all sorts of snow in Missouri and all that sort of thing. But that wasn't the reason I was moving on from the GR86. It was just time to move on. Got the GR Corolla, I think, end of January or so, if I'm not mistaken. Plan to do a video on that pretty soon to just introduce you guys to the car. But anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about the Supra. Last time you guys saw a video about the Supra, I was replacing the fuel pump. And as you can see here, I'm back at it again. Got the tank out of the car. But the pump itself is not bad, at least I don't think. The big problem I was having was finding the right strainer. And this one right here, it just sticks out too far down. This one right here has the wrong thing because it's not at an angle, it's straight. And this one seemed like it was gonna do what it needed to do. It wasn't too low, it was the right fitting, but I think it's a little too long because when you put it in there, it kind of bumps up against the side of the little thing inside the tank. These sort of like walls here, it's bumping up against the side, and I suspect that's the problem. I feel like maybe it's just butting up against the wall and maybe it's getting clogged or something, I don't know, bending. I'm gonna try to put another strainer yet again, and that is this one right here. Let me get it out of the package here. It's the same style that I had on the original pump. So I got this from Rock Auto. It actually was with this pump. So this is like the cheapest pump that I saw at Rock Auto. And I got it not because of the pump being so cheap, but because it was only one with this style strainer. This is like the same style that I had in the car before, which kind of tells me like probably it'll be what I need, at least from the strainer standpoint, because it'll fit. That's really what I'm gonna do, and I'm just kind of guessing at this point. Maybe it just got a bad pump. Maybe there's some other fueling issue going on. With this pump also came a new rubber thing, so I'll use that because I didn't have the new one with this pump. I ended up using the old one, and it's kind of like soft and worn out. Other thing that I wanted to show you that I did over the last several months, didn't really show it on camera, but I replaced these rear brake lines. Not sure if they're from Drift Motion, I want to say, I forget, but I just got new stainless steel brake lines. And I have been meaning to put on these front big brake kit, but I just haven't gotten around to it. And I did get these speakers out of a Sentra that we got rid of. These are 6.5-inch Alpine SPS 610, kind of an older two-way speaker, and I got these brackets from Auto Extrude. These allow you to mount 6.5-inch speakers in there. I hope these will work because for the earlier cars, which mine is an 88, it says the max speaker depth is 2.5 inches. So hopefully it's not too thick. I'm gonna take part one side and try putting it in. So let's go ahead and put this pump back in and hopefully get the car running again. So it's like more than an inch shorter. So that should be a whole lot better. been running for like 10 minutes now. It hasn't shut off yet. First time I started it up like a week or two ago, a couple weeks ago, it shut off after like 10-15 minutes, but hasn't shut off yet. So it's a good news. I think it was like 15 minutes, but then after that it was like clockwork, like 10 minutes. It's been probably 15-20 minutes now, and it hasn't turned off. I'm not gonna rev it or put it on the ground and drive it around right now because it's like 1 a.m. now that I finished this. Tomorrow I'm gonna run it again in the garage, 15-20 minutes, see if it shuts off, or just leave it on until it shuts off. And if it doesn't, after like 20 plus minutes, maybe I'll go drive around a little bit in my neighborhood, see how it does. Maybe I'll just see you guys tomorrow. So it's 12:21. Let it run for 20 minutes or more. Alright, so I put some more gas in it. Been running for about 30 minutes now. Hasn't turned off. So I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna move the other car and take it for a little drive around the neighborhood. So it's 1:04 right now. Started the car at like 12:21. So it's been running for a good 40 minutes and it's still good. Fuel gauge has always been wrong because I put like 10 gallons in there, and I think it's an 18-gallon tank, so it should be a little bit over a half, but it's a little low, and I think that's how it's been for a while. So I was worried the first 4 or 5 gallons I put in barely moved. I was worried that maybe I messed something up, but it's about where it usually is and where it was before I emptied it, so it's good. Running pretty good for about 40-45 minutes now. Alright, I got the Corolla out of here for now. Make a little bit more room. Put the Supra in the center so I can get these doors wide open and try to put these speakers in. I forgot all about this, but I think I did put in some Alpines up here before. Looks like some 4-inch Alpines. That was a long time ago. I think that was when I first got the car. Wow. I guess this whole thing is a speaker thing. It's got like some soundproofing in there. Alright, so I loosened the screws on the back of the old speaker mount, and I'm trying to get this piece off because I want to put it in here as like a sound deadening material, and I don't really have any way to adhere it, so I'll probably use like double-sided tape. Hopefully that holds it, and it really just needs to wedge back here behind the speaker. Once the speaker's in, I think it'll hold it in place. Alright, so it's been a little bit. I made these little connectors just out of some stuff I had lying around because I didn't want to take the ones that are off of the speaker box. I want to maybe sell that speaker box. I'm trying to have it as complete as possible. It's not going to have the soundproofing because I'm going to keep that, but I didn't want to snip all that stuff off of there, and I think you can't really take it out without ruining it. I just made these little connectors for the speaker, and I'm going to solder these onto here. Also got some double-sided tape. Just gonna use a little bit just to hold it in place until I get the speaker box on, and it should stay in place. I got my speaker on here, got 2 screws up here. Probably easiest to line it up off the car because the magnet wants to touch this and kind of hold it in place. So just kind of line it up here. It looks like it's slightly smaller than this, so it's kind of like at the edge of each one, but it's okay because it's gonna hold in place just fine. It's not going anywhere. All right, let's see. So I rotated the speaker again because where the terminals were on the side, it was just kind of tight space over here. Try to trim it a little bit, but this is kind of tight, so put it at the bottom. Hopefully that should be enough space. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Speakers work, they sound okay. They actually don't sound as like punchy as these little tiny ones here for some reason, but I'm suspecting they just need a little bit more power from the head unit. I had the driver's side with the new 6.5 inch and the passenger side with these 4 inches, and just comparing left and right, it sounded like the smaller one sounded better, but like I said, I might just need to have a head unit. I did also get this old head unit out of the Nissan that we got rid of. This is actually the head unit that the Supra came with when I first got it back in 2014. Took it out to put it in the Nissan, but now that we got rid of that car, maybe I'll put this one back in because it is an aftermarket one, Kenwood, so I'm sure it'll have a lot more power, but it's also really old by now. It's probably, 15 years old, but that's going to be in the future. Right now I just wanted to kind of get the speakers and the brackets mounted up. I wanted to show you guys one more thing though that maybe you might be surprised about. At least I was. As you can see, we are in the driver's side and we got WeatherTech floor mats in the MK3 Supra. Yes, MK3 WeatherTech floor mats. As you've been wondering, what? They don't sell these for this car. I know you guys have looked. This is from my GR86. They fit almost perfectly. Now it has a GR86 sticker. This is from, I think, Sticker Fab. But since I don't have that car anymore, I kept the floor mats. And I was like, let me just try putting this in here. I just tried this I think last week or the week before. Just pulled the mats out and put this in here. And it fits super well. It goes over the dead pedal pretty nicely. It says this part right here, it's not perfect with this. Maybe you could trim this, but I'm not gonna do that, or it might wedge under there. Maybe if I pull this up, but it's like this little corner here, it might just get caught. I don't know that, but this seems to fit good. Pedal all the way down, it doesn't come close to even going behind there. Same thing with the gas pedal. Because the mats do have an indentation here. Same thing with the brake. Nowhere close to hitting that. The only part that's not fitted right is back here, where the handles are. Basically, it's covering the trunk one, and it's barely covering the gas one. You could still reach it and get to it. it's good over here. Like, it goes all the way. So that fits perfectly. Now I just want to get like a Supra sticker, but to be honest, I don't mind that. So passenger side, they don't fit as well. So you can see right here, well, this one just curls up. I think they all kind of do that, but it might be curling up a little bit more because I got it kind of like squeezed in here. And this is like coming out a little bit, so maybe that might be the case. And I also have the old floor mats down there because I didn't really, want to take it out. Sides are a little tight, but I feel like it works for what you will need it for. Like, just the fact that the left and right, even though they're a little tight, they kind of fit in there. I don't think WeatherTech will ever create one for the Mark III. I did email them like several years ago. I was like, hey, would you guys ever make a floor mat for this car? And they were like, no, not really interested. It's just not a very popular platform. They make a lot of money with other stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and maybe drive the car around again, just testing out the fuel pump a little bit more, check out the speakers, but that's pretty much it for this video. Trying to get back in the swing of things in 2025. Hope you guys stick around for more Mark III Supra content. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.